Hello, bass players. Welcome back. We are now on page 15 of Essential Elements, Book 2. And on this page, we are playing a G sharp that you might not have encountered before. The G sharp on the E string. This is your low G sharp. If you remember, you've got your open A and then a half step below A. So the next note below A is G sharp. And the half step below the open string is always going to be your fourth finger in first position. You don't have to play it with that finger, but that's where it is on the fingerboard. And so that is G sharp. Up until now, you've probably, when you play on the E string, mostly played the G natural, which is second finger. So the fourth finger on the E string, not used quite as often, but you do need it when you're playing in the key of A major or many of the minor keys as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with number 62. Let's read G sharp. Why don't you go ahead and give it a try before we play it? There we go. Yeah, so remember, when you're playing on that low string, you do need to make sure that you're keeping your, finding a way around your leg. And also really pulling the string down hard into the fingerboard. Make sure that you're not putting your elbow down. You've got to bring your elbow up and around a little bit more so that you can conquer that string with your hand. Here we go. Number 62. That slow bow speed is usually the name of the game for bass, slow and heavy. That is especially true when you're playing on your low E string. Let's go ahead and do the A major scale. We're going to do the A major scale with an octave leap here. That's the way that it's written. So you'll go halfway up and then you'll jump down to cover the top half, actually low. So you'll cover the low part starting on the open E. So just read the notes and make sure that you remember you're using fourth finger on both the E string and the A string. Done. Often when you're playing scales, especially when you move into the 2 octave scales, you'll do an octave leap down to the open E to finish up the scale, just to keep it from getting too high on the fingerboard. The 2 octave scales can get really quite high on the bass. So as you move into the 2 octave scales, expect to do that as you're getting used to playing that second octave. Let's go ahead and move on. For now, we're going to do A major arpeggio, and there is no leap down on this one. You just play the arpeggio the way that we would normally play it. Ascending, then descending. All right, nicely done. And then let's move on to number 65, which is called the fig tree. Number 66, Sitka City. This is a Russian folk song. And this one is in 2/4. It does go a little bit faster because there's a lot of eighth notes in it. Notice there are some dynamics as well. And you have accents. The accents, that's when you've got a V shape that is under or over the note. Anything that's under or over the note is usually an articulation. And in this case, they're telling you to add weight at the beginning of the bow stroke. So you play the beginning of the note louder. So you're going to really punctuate the notes with the accents on them. And generally, you also separate them. So you'll play the beginning of the note loud, get softer, and then usually a break before the next note. So and usually a little bit of space before the next note. That does it for page 15. I hope that you enjoy practicing these songs and exercises. And these are all in the key of A major on page 15. So be working on just remembering your finger patterns for the key of A major, because we do see that quite a bit in string music, and there's definitely more of it coming up soon. So good luck and happy practicing.